You are now listening to Fighting for Your Life podcast. I am your host, Miguel Ramirez. On today's episode, we have another one of my training partners, a Jiu Jitsu blue belt, a veteran, and also a board member for Veterans Breakthrough, Phil Marcum. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, Miguel?
What's happening? You already got nervous, man.
I don't know.
As soon as
the music, I was just...
You're like, oh shit, it's going down.
It's going. He gave my name, my real name. Oh god.
Oh man. Yeah, so man, welcome to the show. I'm happy to have you here. I wanted to make sure I had you and Chris on because the next episode that we're gonna do is gonna be at the tournament. So I'm really excited to kind of set up out there and just record people that are coming by, kind of like we did at the at the opening for Rejuve Gen and Rick's gym.
I'm excited for that. Starting to do this with Chris with Veterans Breakthrough. It's really just been, it's like putting a bouncy ball in a can and you shoot it and just go
see where it goes.
Yeah, and it's been a learning process. We've had to really rely on our networks and people who are like-minded and to see an ultimate goal, and it's just worked out so well. Podcast, Miguel, and we got our big donors and stuff. They're letting us use their space, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, but it's cool.
It's cool because also you kind of see who's got your back, right? Like who's kind of stepping up and who's doing stuff.
It's kind of a family thing.
Yeah.
We've really reached out to people. Like me and Chris went to Aruba last year. We've reached out to several people that we went to Aruba with that have big names in the Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, world, and like Karen and Maiko, she's willing to do this women's seminar. I mean, it's awesome. And then Maiko, he's doing my acai bowls. He started a little acai bowl thing. So,
oh really?
While the tournament's going on, he's been,
So you can get an acai bowl at the tournament.
Yeah, under several time world champion.
Dude, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, and. I had to call the other acai bowl provider and just let him know that I had a different guy because I'm helping out him.
Yeah, just kind of keep it in the family, right?
Yeah, and it's been a blessing. The people that are willing to help, the volunteers, people that we train with, like, hey, I'm not going to be a ref or a coach, but I'll help you hand out bottles of water or something.
Dude, that's awesome.
It's wild.
Yeah. Dude, that's really cool. But before we get into like all that other stuff, I wanted to ask you, like, where did your martial arts journey start? Like or your first influences, like your first memories of martial arts or fighting, maybe movies or street fights or something like that.
Y'all talk so much shit, but
Turtles.
I watch Power Rangers, bro.
Yeah,
y'all talk shit, but
which one was your favorite?
The Pink Ranger, man. I just thought it was cool, man, doing backflips, cartwheels. And anybody who knows me now knows damn well I ain't doing no backflips or cartwheels. But no, I didn't get my first. I did a lot of fighting as a kid. I had anger problems. I was suspended a lot. Lose some, win some. That's my motto,
Yeah.
I got in the military, did the combatives, and I was actually a close quarters combat instructor for the military for a short while.
Nice.
But that whole world has changed so much. I'm so far removed from, cutting the pie, kicking in doors and corners and stacking hallways. But then I got out of the military. I didn't do nothing. I just went to the gym.
Yeah. Dude, on the Power Rangers, it's funny you brought that up because when I was a kid, so you probably don't know this, but my dad actually came to this country fighting. So he was a Taekwondo fighter. And he fought in the second world tournament. So the first one was in.
Was your dad a Power Ranger?
Huh?
Was your dad a Power Ranger?
He was the original Power Ranger. He was the Brown Ranger. But no, so he came, and the first tournament was in Korea, and then the second one was in Chicago. So the Ecuador didn't have money to send them to Korea, but when they did it in Chicago, they're like, we're gonna send them. And you guys can listen to the first 2 episodes with my dad, and we kind of get into all that stuff. So when I was a kid. After Taekwondo, he got into kickboxing, and like they have like the point fighting stuff, and he would get disqualified because he would hit people too hard. And he was like, well, like, I'm just trying to knock people out. Like, this is
Trying to win.
It's a fight, you know?
It's business.
And, yeah. So as the sport started changing into that point fighting thing, he went into kickboxing. But as a kid, he started teaching me. And then when I had my little brothers and sister, Power Rangers were huge. And I remember my little brother, like, I mean, from learning from my dad, like how to actually fight. Not that I remember any of that stuff now. I was a yellow belt in Taekwondo, but my little brother got into Power Rangers, and then they would be walking around the house like, hi-ya and hi-ya. And I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, get the hell out of here with that shit, you know? But it's just so funny. Yeah, exactly. But it's funny you brought that up.
My kids, my little guy, he still watches some of that new Power Rangers stuff. And
is it any good?
I lurk in the shadows. I don't tell him I actually like it, but I was like, it's pretty cool.
You still got a little. He's got a soft spot for you.
Yeah, but the Power Rangers is like intergalactic now. I don't know.
Yeah. That's funny, man.
Yeah.
So after that, so when did you do any martial arts growing up or
I didn't do nothing,
anything?
Man, nothing.
So
nothing.
just strictly Power Rangers.
I grew up pretty poor in a small community. Didn't have a whole lot of resources.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Kansas.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
I was a military brat, and my mom and my pop split a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of how the world turns, you know.
So you grew up in Kansas?
Yeah, I grew up in a little trailer park.
Yeah.
A little trailer park kid. What I did for fun was really just ride my little mongoose around, a little mongoose bike. And
everybody wanted a mongoose.
And now they're
a mongoose or a Schwinn.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
So I just saved up money and had a little mongoose. I'd ride around with some other, ratchet ass kids, and we'd be tearing up stuff and up to no good and
getting into scraps.
Yeah, we were always scrapping somebody. Hell, we fought each other sometimes,
Yeah.
I was, other than fighting, I was pretty good, I didn't get in a whole lot of trouble, but fighting was.
Yeah.
It's always good.
You were down to throw down.
Sometimes I would get thrown down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was something about it, like, it made me feel, I don't know. I was, maybe I was in a bad situation at home or at school or something, and I had some stress and anger, and guy called me stupid, called my mom a whore, and then we're like, oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Trigger words, now I teach my kids, like, ignore them. Yeah. I don't want them to be like that, so.
To have a little more control, I guess. And I think with them doing jiu-jitsu and everything, that also helps.
I think so too. We really try to provide very well for them. They'll never have to experience some of the stuff that I did as a kid, and they'll never know about it. They'll never understand, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. My wife and I, we've talked about that on our other podcast on Opposites Attract, and you guys can look that up everywhere. But that's one thing that when you grow up a certain way, like, you want to give your kids
fried bologna and ramen noodles, man. Like,
yeah. But in a way that kind of comes with its own challenges.
Yeah.
It's just different.
Yeah. Yeah. I took my kids a couple of years ago. We went back home. I go see my mom and my sister for a few days at a time. That's about all I can handle.
Yeah.
So I pulled up in the driveway of this old trailer, and Aaron was too little at the time. Andrew was like, "What's that?"
Yeah.
Let's go look at it.
Yeah.
Ew. And
wow.
Trisha, my wife, was walking around, and she's already crying. Andrew's like, "What's wrong with mommy?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Do you like this trailer?" He goes, "No, I would never live here." I was, "Let's go inside." Doors are still open.
Have no idea.
And everything's still in there, like the old gray and green stoves. And
was that where you grew up? Yeah.
That's it. And then I walked in, and there's cat shit everywhere, and vagrant people have probably vandalized it, and it looks way worse now.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, I grew up here. I lived most of my life here." And he's just like,
Can't imagine.
There's four of us crammed into a 2-bedroom trailer.
Yeah.
My mom did her best,
Damn.
There was a thing I saw about generational gaps or something. I don't remember how it went, but it can be a revolving door. You got to get out. Like, my sister still kind of lives in that environment, and I pray for her every day and hope that, she does okay. But
yeah. It's like
my other brothers and I, we got out,
Yeah.
One's a truck driver, does pretty well, probably a bunch of kids everywhere. And my other brother Chris is doing very well. He moved to Panama City Beach, and we're all okay.
Yeah.
You know? But we always think about our little sister who.
Yeah, I think sometimes
we have different dads, but
yeah. Yeah, I think sometimes, you know, I grew up in New York City, and I grew up in this big building, and it's weird because in New York you could have so many different experiences, but similar, like there are some people that just have never left the building. And for some, maybe not in a bad way, but it's just like, even New York being as big as it is and being able to experience as much as you can, not realizing that you could leave and you could experience or live like you could just change your life and just do something completely different if you want to.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you always hear about mothers kicking birds out of the nest to learn to fly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And I remember at 17, I met an Army recruiter, and he's like, "You want to join the Army?" I was like, "No, would I ever do that?" And I really thought about it. And then 9/11, I was signing my paperwork to go to boot camp. They rolled the TV in. My actual start date was like in March, but they rolled the TV in, and the towers are on fire. And I'm just like, well, I'm signing up as a cook. I joined as a cook.
Wow.
I didn't want to like, call me a bitch if you want to. I didn't want to be in the front line. I didn't want to be, but I was just, they gave me $20,000 to be a cook. I was 17. That was my enlistment bonus. Man, I'll flip burgers, make chili mac, whatever you want me to do. Well, that didn't last long.
Change of plan. Was that what it was like? It was like, change of plan.
As soon as I got done, because it's called a split op. So my senior year, I had to go back.
That's how they fucking get you.
And then I get back to my unit, and then they're like, all right, he's a split off. He's got to go to AIT. And they're like, well, we don't need any cooks.
Damn.
We need truck drivers. What the fuck is that? I don't want to drive semis.
Oh,
stupid.
shit.
Right?
It's like the convoys and stuff.
So I cross-loaded in these, I don't remember the MOSs off the top of my head. There's a couple of transportation MOSs they gave me. And I'm like, what? Yeah. And then I get deployed to Iraq, and now we get attached to 10th Mountain Division, and we become a gun truck company.
Holy shit.
It was made up of like, I don't know, 4 or 5 different units. There was the 10th Mountain commander. He had his company. He had our company, or part of our company, like 30 of us. Like it was random. We're assigned to this unit. We had Puerto Rican National Guard, Texas National Guard. There was active duty component, reserve component, all mixed into this crazy gun trunk company. We had like 88 brand new Humvees. I mean, it was wild. But I never cooked. And
did you think about that while you were in this? Like, I'm supposed to be fucking cooking some shit right now.
Yeah, man. Before my second deployment, I got to my new unit, and he's like, all right, we'll go to the DFAC. They're kind of short. I didn't even have cook whites. Bro, they say, hey, we need chili mac for, this, and I burnt chili mac.
They just expected you to cook?
They thought I knew how to cook. I was just in there tearing shit up. And then the sergeant first class in charge of the DFAC was like, dude, what are you doing? I was like, they told me I got to be a cook. I got to work. You're a sergeant, a cook, and you don't know how to cook? I was like, bro, I've never cooked a day in my life. AIT, I chopped an onion. Like,
yeah.
I'm a much better cook now. But
yeah.
And they put me right back into the unit.
They're like, all right, put that shit down before you fucking poison somebody.
They called me killer cook, man, because we'd go out on these, like, I don't know what they call. We go out in the field. I forgot what they're called now, but our commander's vehicle would take a fake IED.
Yeah.
I had a 5-ton LMTV with a bunch of MREs on the back, and I blocked for cover fire.
Holy shit.
And first sergeant came unhinged. He goes, you got the cook up here giving me security? Because nobody else was responding to the fake incident, It's meant to train you.
Yeah.
I had a great time in the military.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So how long were you in?
02, technically 02 to 06. So.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
That's the same as me.
Yeah. It's funny, you met Kyle, Blue Belt Kyle. We were actually in Iraq at the same time because I was attached to a Marine unit actually for some time. And
did you guys know each other there?
No, but we were there at the same time. And it's just wild.
Dang, that's crazy.
It's really crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I signed up, I was like, I knew I actually signed up the month before, August 2001.
Yeah.
And I had moved to Florida the year before. I had moved to Florida the year before.
Yeah.
To finish high school, because in New York I was kind of getting in trouble, and I had too many friends in school, and I was cutting like every class pretty much, and I wasn't gonna graduate. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna move down with my mom and start new and finish school. And then August, I signed my paperwork, like did the physical, and then I got a date. And then the next month, 9/11 happened. And I was like, holy shit. But at that point, I already, like, I knew from the beginning because I was right by an Air Force base. And so in the beginning, I was going to join the Marines with my best friend. And he was a couple years ahead of me in school. So he took off early. And then I was hanging out by this base in Florida, Patrick Air Force Base, and just kind of hanging on the beach. And like 2 F-15s flew over. And I was like, damn, like that's cool as fuck. You know, and I've always been into like the mechanical stuff. So right then, you know, my aunt's husband was an E9, a chief in the Air Force, and he's like, let me show you around. He's like, let's go talk to a recruiter. So as soon as I went in, I was like,
this is it.
Fighter jets. I was like, I want to work on fighter jets. And they're like, you just got to, he's like, we need them. So if you can score, it's like, all right. And I know I got a score where I could do a bunch of stuff. And I was like,
what was it,
can I get that?
GT score or whatever it was called back then? Dude,
yeah, I don't remember.
It's all, it does become memories for sure.
Yeah.
I think when I first joined, I got some stupid ass score. It was pretty low, and they're like, "Why is it so low?" I was like, "I'm stoned."
Yeah,
you know. And they're like, "Well, you're not going to pass your piss test. We got to delay you." I'm like, "All right."
Yeah. And like, let's push it out a few weeks.
A couple weeks, and I failed again. I failed twice the piss test, and then one of my buddies was like, "I'm doing this, bro. You keep fucking around.
He's gonna be gone.
It's on you, man." And
so was it like a buddy?
Yeah, I joined with a buddy, but he,
yeah.
you know, he's dead now. But it was crazy. Like, if I wouldn't have joined the military, I'd have never left that shitty ass town.
Yeah,
you know,
dude, the military opens your eyes to a lot of things. There is that. I mean, I was talking about it with Chris and anybody that's been in the military. That bond that you get, like I was talking to my wife about it a couple of days ago. It's just like there's some people that I was with for 6 months that will be friends like for the rest of my life.
Yep.
You know, and that was it. It was just a 6-month period that we went through training together. We did everything together.
Yep.
And it's like a bunch of people going from all over the country that don't know each other. And when you get to one place, that's all you got.
Was your boot camp co-ed?
Like in the same
like
flight and platoon or whatever?
Yeah, like I went to the first like boot camp that was co-ed. So the girls were downstairs and the boys were upstairs, but it was the same company.
Okay.
Wild.
No, I mean, I remember seeing a couple girls. We were like, where do they keep them at? You know,
yeah. It was wild.
Damn.
Yeah, the dudes are dogs, man.
Yeah.
We'll find a way.
Oh man, what is it? The boot camp goggles?
Oh man, do you ever seen people rappel out windows with sheets?
That's some real shit.
Yeah, it's real. Oh man, it was wild back then, man.
That's
I don't
funny.
know what boot camp would be like now. I probably wouldn't have made it because.
Yeah. No, I've heard it. Yeah. It's a completely different. Yeah. But so you say you got into like combatives. You were a combatives instructor.
No.
What was that?
No, I did combatives.
Okay.
And it was easy to me.
What was it? What was that like?
I did the 1, 2. Is it 1, 2, and 3? I don't remember. I got up. It's just so I could get promoted.
Yeah.
Get the points or whatever. It was just fight. I like fight, man. You know, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was like punching shit.
Yeah.
And now that I'm older, there's just still a few holes in the garage walls and stuff, but it's something I've always worked on. Yeah. I don't ever want to let my kids see me too pissy.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't do any instruction. I backfilled for a firearms instructor. They gave me some training, and I had to overlook some close quarters combat training in Kuwait for people coming in Iraq to our unit, and that was fun.
Yeah.
But, you know, just.
So as far as like the combatives, did they teach you any techniques or was it
the only techniques I remember is really just taking mount and trying to crush your skull.
Okay.
You know,
with whatever you got
whatever
around
you got, you know, trying to keep moving, restraint, body locks, that kind of thing. Nothing like jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
There's like one thing I've seen before, and it's a wrist lock that we do in jiu-jitsu. Everything else is foreign to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But jiu-jitsu is I've been good at a lot of things. I got promoted at sergeant at 19. I was on the way up till I got hurt. I've always been good at everything. But jiu-jitsu, I walk into that gym.
It's different.
Oh my God, man. It's still, even like the last 2 days I've been going, and it's just like, it's a mind fuck.
It is. Yeah.
You know, excuse my language, but like, why am I doing this?
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, you know, but
I was actually I just made a clip from my other podcast where I was talking about that. Like sometimes like we get this feeling. It's that fear feeling or that uncomfortable feeling. And that's like before every class just about.
Yeah, like and you see the guys, you know, that are going to smush you coming in, but
yeah.
And Riley walks in all late.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to murder everybody.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to fuck everybody up in this room. You know,
quietly, because he doesn't, you know, he's a quiet dude, you know.
But I was telling her, it's like I had this feeling last week where I was in California for work, and when I go to California, I'll go to a gym out there and train. And there was a moment where I'm sitting on the mat and we're going through our warm-ups and I'm stretching and I'm looking down at my gi pants and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, why do I put myself through this shit? Like, I don't have to be here right now. I could be go have dinner, and then, you know, a few minutes later, it's like, you get and then but it's crazy because at the end of class, you know, and I think it really is.
It's like a little gold star.
Right. Put it on my chart.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you on that.
And more than that, the people.
Yeah.
You know, because everywhere that I've been, you know, I've kind of mentioned this before. It's just there's something about that camaraderie, and it's very hard to find something like the military. And jiu-jitsu is something I don't think I've found anything that gets as close as jiu-jitsu does.
Like back in Illinois, when I lived in Illinois, we'd ride around on motorcycles, right? Veterans groups and stuff.
Yeah.
I tell you right now, if you ride a motorcycle in a group of like 50, it's terrifying. Yeah. You know, there's just too much going on.
A lot of moving parts.
Jiu-jitsu is a little bit less stressful than that.
Yeah.
The camaraderie is huge. And people looking in, like even my wife, she's like, oh my God, you guys are just going to stand around and talk for 3 hours, right?
On a bike ride?
No, I'm talking back in jiu-jitsu. Sorry, I just derailed it.
Okay. But, no.
You don't get it unless you do it.
Yeah.
You know? We do hang out and chit chat sometime, but most of us have hard stops. Everybody, you know, got
families to get back to.
Like we're just like, all right, see you later. And it's just kind of how it is. But I love it. I freaking love it. I call it the Jiu Jitsu network, man, because it's huge. And watching everybody progress, even my own kids, I love it.
Yeah,
I call it my therapy.
Yeah,
because you think you're tough. And you think you're a big badass dude that can throw a few punches, maybe a chair or two.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu will humble you real quick.
It will ball.
Yes, dude, you can get a new person that's young and like it's like, oh, I'm a blue belt, I can fucking handle myself, and it's like, damn, like what the fuck? And you still have like those radio off driving home. It's like, what happened today?
Yeah, I don't even know how to find the radio on the way home. It's just like, we got. I mean. There's some of them yellow belts and green belts, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, 14, 15-year-old put a fucking whooping on you.
Man, they will dog you out, man. And they're flexible and they're fast and they get all this energy. And they're in great shape and kind of pudgy. And
fucking wear you out. You're breathing heavy. Yeah, man. That's crazy. But, so how did you get introduced to jiu-jitsu?
All right, this is going to be funny.
Yeah.
All right, so Eric, Eric's been on here before. Eric was my neighbor.
Yeah.
Right? So I had this 2-cycle leaf blower.
Okay.
Because Arizona, we get all the little mesquites and Palo Verde, and this shit's just messy. So I'm sitting out there in our driveway, and I could send you this video because it was on my camera. And I'm trying to start this little hoopty leaf blower, and I just lose my shit, man. I start beating it on the ground. I'm kicking it out in the street. I'm walking out there, and I'm picking it up and breaking it again. And then
it's like one of those videos you see through somebody's blinds or some shit, or the neighbor losing their shit.
I'm whooping this leaf blower's ass, man. And then here comes Eric. Hey, man, how's it going? I'm Eric. What's up? Seems like you got a temper.
Yeah.
I was like, that's ballsy, dude. You just walk up to me at random while I'm having a fit.
Yeah.
And he's like, you should come to the dojo tonight and try jiu-jitsu. I was like, nah, jiu-jitsu, you know, I can fight. You know, I got guns. He goes, typical answer.
Right.
I went. Me and Andrew was like, he's like, Dad, let's go.
Yeah.
And I don't like when my son sees me lose my shit.
Yeah.
Right? So Andrew's back there probably laughing internally that I'm beating the hell out of this leaf blower. And so I show up that night, and that was 4 years and 4 months ago.
Dude, that's awesome.
And I've gone on average 3 to 4 days a week. When I get ready for a comp, it's like every day.
Yeah. Dude, that's cool.
And then Andrew's just a stud.
Yeah, dude, I was watching his videos from his last competition.
Yeah, I just
freaking arm barring kids, faking them out, double legging them, taking them down.
I thoroughly watch or really like watching my kids. Like even little Aaron, he's 68-pound bowling ball, dude. He's just call him Baby Hulk, I mean, he's incredibly strong, and I vicariously live through my children.
Yeah,
like they're cooler than me, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
I've lost 80-something pounds doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, dude, you've made a huge difference. I remember from the time you got there.
I was at A5 gi. Now I'm stretching to A2H now. Like
really? Damn.
I was just a ginormous human. I was a very large calorie, and I worked out, but I thought I was strong and I can power lift, and I mean I could lift some weight seriously, but I'm in the best shape of my life now. Even though I can't get out of bed with in the morning,
but, with shit popping like we were saying.
Yeah.
Do you remember what so the first day that you went, do you remember how you felt like when you first when class first started?
Pathetic.
Yeah. Were you nervous at all?
I wasn't really nervous. I was nervous that I looked kind of silly in these pajamas, but it was weird. Like, we're going to do a warm-up lap. Okay, I can run a little bit. Okay, we're running a lot of it.
And we're doing a bunch of laps.
We're doing a bunch of on the side shuffle. I'm like, that takes you back. I played a little football back in the day.
So you can shuffle sideways.
No, I wasn't good at easy killer. I wasn't that good at football. A friend of mine back in Illinois told me to try out for the Rush. It's a semi-pro team out there, and I made it.
Yeah.
I just tackled some big hoss that's supposedly like this all-star dude on their team, and I popped him so hard. And we were just playing flag. I mean, he fell down on the ground.
Playing flag?
Yeah, dude.
What the hell?
And then all of a sudden, I'm wearing pads and a helmet and cleats, and I wasn't great. I was on special teams for a reason. But I did that for a few, I don't know, almost a year, I guess. That was fun. So,
dude, I did that here in the Air Force. I played like a little semi-pro. On a semi-pro team here.
I didn't make any money. It was kind of fun. You know, people would be cheering, the spotlights and stuff.
You get to hit people from time to time.
Here comes stupid Philip on the special teams. Yeah. And then I tackle a few people every now and then, but
dude, that's awesome.
I wouldn't know, like, we got some people, played college ball, and like Joe, and
they're big into it.
Yeah, and I just did it to do it,
Yeah, so you were saying when you showed up, you were just like, you felt pathetic.
Oh yeah, back in jiu-jitsu. Yeah, dude, I just everything was, I couldn't breathe. My pants were falling down. I felt like a slob.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, I thought I was in shape. Shrimping? It took me a week to learn how to shrimp.
That's like the most basic move in jiu-jitsu.
And I still suck at it, but I'm a little better. But shrimping, and then they had me trying to do a front roll. You ever seen a bowl? Oh, my God. It's like a bag of milk.
It's just roll all the time.
Man, it was bad. And then Serena, the little brown belt at the time.
I
forgot where she trains now, but she's like, I'll go with him. She was always so nice. I'm like, girl, you ain't ready for all this smoke, right? And then I woke up.
Right.
She choked me the fuck out.
Yeah, dude.
Not on purpose, but just like, you got to learn to tap.
When you wake up.
And I'm like, she's holding my big ass leg.
You're like, am I dreaming?
And I came back the next day. I was hooked. I was fucking hooked. I got choked out by a little tiny female brown belt. No, I think she might have been purple at the time.
Yeah.
And she took my back. I remember she put her hooks in, and I tried grabbing her toes like that was going to do something. And then I woke up.
Yeah.
I mean, she choked. And it happened so fast.
And I remember rolling with Serena a few times. Actually, when I first got there, I think she still had like the kids belt. And then they gave her, I don't know, the blue belt, but it came quick. It was like blue, purple, brown. Like, she got it quick.
I think
because she had been training forever.
Her brother, Danny, too, he trains at Aries. I think that's a brother. I'm pretty sure that is. They do jits, man. They're good. They're decent. Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember even same kind of situation. It's like, it's a little girl, and she's smaller,
she's tiny. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, what is she gonna do? And then before you know it, I'm twisted up in a pretzel, and I'm like, can't talk.
I didn't know I could get choked with a collar.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, that was eye opener. And then my son, I want to say it's Dennis's daughter. She sprawled on him so hard, like he busted his nose, and he's like, I was like, "You coming back?" He's like,
so he's got it in him.
Yeah, I was like, well, I'll see you tomorrow. I did my little week free or whatever Carlos was doing, and I've been pretty consistent ever since.
Yeah.
So some people move faster than others it's not a sport, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, you say I'm a white belt. Dude, we got white belts that are just monsters, man.
Right.
I don't care what belt level you are. Just come on.
Just keep coming back.
Yeah. And I mean, we got some hitters.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing is a lot of time people are looking at other people like it's a race.
Yeah, it's not.
And it's a marathon. Like and there's been so many people that we've seen come to the gym and they
never come back.
They make a couple stripes or maybe they get their blue belt and then they disappear.
Yeah.
You know, so
I've never quit anything.
Yeah.
Well, I lied. I did quit the whole police thing, but I've never quit anything.
But you decide you're going to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole police thing, that was a little wild. That just didn't work out for me. I don't know how. I mean, respect to those people that do that still.
Yeah.
I was in during like the whole Michael Brown and all that going on.
Oh, yeah.
It was a short 8 months.
Yeah.
That ship sailed.
Yeah, that's rough, man.
Yeah.
And just the way everything kind of works with police and politics and what you're asked to do and what you want to do. And
yeah, out of my academy class, I think there's like 8 that are still cops.
Yeah.
It's just a different, it's underappreciated for sure.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, you just got it. Like last night when I was sitting in the chair, like I did jits in the morning.
Yeah.
And everybody was coming in for the evening class. I was like, oh, I want to play.
Yeah.
But when I told my wife, I was already got
You're going to be there.
Yeah. And,
yeah.
I can take him. I can't take him, but I'll try.
Yeah. Do my best.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I enjoy it.
That's cool, man. You know, I want to get into the Veterans Breakthrough. Before we do that, make sure you guys go and follow all of our social media. You can find us at Fight Life Pod on everything. You can search Fighting for Your Life podcast. You can get this. Audio is everywhere. You can watch the video on Facebook and on YouTube if you're just listening to it. And yeah, where can people find Veterans Breakthrough?
We're on all of it. Well, not Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We have a website, veteransbreakthrough.org. Check it out. There's hyperlinks at the bottom. You click on those. I got all our event details that are coming up, and I don't know. Give us a follow. We've had a lot. We went from like 104. I don't know. I think we're at like 300 something now in like 4 days. I was like,
dude, that's awesome.
And then the tools are showing us that so many people are watching, and we're just going to keep doing it, man. Give us.
You were just saying you got somebody shared your stuff, so make sure you guys follow them, share their stuff. It helps them
me
grow.
Fight the algorithm.
And yeah, exactly. And not only that, but you guys are doing something that is important. You know? So let people know like what events. You said you guys have a women's class, a seminar coming up.
So Karen Atunis, 5-time world champion, mother of 2, lady empowerment. She's a badass. She's also a mother. She has 2 young girls.
Dude, and for people that don't know, like how important jiu-jitsu is when you have girls, 4 girls. Man. Like that's something that from when I had a girl and I started learning about MMA and grappling and all this stuff, I'm like, sometimes no doesn't mean no to boys.
Yep. And I was blessed with boys.
Yeah.
Right. They're going to have their own set of issues. But this particular seminar is for young ladies and women that don't have any experience in anything. I mean, if you do jits, great. You want to show up and support her. But she has an incredible way of teaching that I think has really made her a dynamic woman when it comes to this sport. You got Sophia McDermott. They between the 2 of them, they've really got a niche for teaching ladies.
Yeah.
Giving those ladies that ability to overcome obstacles. And with women empowerment, like there's women veterans too.
Yeah, true.
I one of my good friends, Taraka Green, she was killed in Iraq. She was a truck driver.
Yeah.
Women. Not every woman goes on the front line, but there are women who have gone through some wild, wild stuff.
Yeah. And
I think that if we can use women to empower other women, I think that we're going to do okay on that. But that's after the tournament on the 2nd. I'm really hoping we got 20 more spots left
for kids.
For kids, and then we have about 30 for her seminar.
Okay.
And we're really trying to push that.
So tell us a little bit more about the tournament.
So all right. So last year we tried to focus on getting veterans together, like in these little style retreats and stuff. And the feedback wasn't, it was mixed, like, why are we doing this? We don't really want to sit around and talk about our feelings.
Yeah.
And then Kyle and Aaron and I, they're all on the board. We're just like, let's do a tournament. What? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's impacted our lives, greatly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Justin too, the purple belt, he's on our board. He's a Marine. And we all started talking about how Jiu Jitsu saved our lives. Yeah. So, well, let's do a tournament. Well, adults, that'd be let's do something for the kids, because whenever you go to a tournament with your kids, you're strung out.
Right. Yeah, it's more stressful than you competing yourself.
That's why I don't compete the same days my kids compete.
I've had that same exact thought.
I used to try to do it. My wife's running around. She's freaking out. The little one's freaking out because he lost, and now his brother's competing, and I got to go.
And now you got to go warm up and get ready.
It's bananas, and we just want to have people or kiddos compete or not compete like before. A lot of the people signing up is this first tournament, and I just want them to have fun. Yeah. We're not going to, your kid's 89.1. He needs to be 89. No, that kid's 90. You're going.
Yeah.
We just want kids to go
little
out
flexibility.
There, wear your, Lululemon gis or whatever you got.
Yeah, whatever you want. Your Dragon Ball Z gi or whatever.
We're not going to follow the IBJFF rule set, but like our black belts are going to be the refs, and we're not going to try to
That's awesome.
Oh, it's an advantage point. That's an arm bar. You tapped, you're done.
Yeah.
We're going to you go again.
Yeah, still keep the kids safe and have a good time.
Have another one, have another round, So we're not trying to do we just want them to have fun. We're going to have like static displays, helicopters, the Army or Air National Guard.
So you guys are doing this in a hangar?
Yeah, so Mesa Hangar.
Which is completely different than anything that I've ever seen.
No, this is gnarly. Rick donated his old mats to our cause. So we have limited space, right? So that's why we have to cap everything. But there's a giant door that opens in a minute. It's got a 20,000 pound
to let the planes out.
To let the planes out. The American flag's already hung up. Randy, who owns it, has his ginormous TV. We're gonna have hopefully my buddy Nate do the live streaming of the people fighting.
Dude, that's awesome.
Up on the TV. We're gonna use Smooth Comp software, hopefully. For like the scorekeeping and stuff. We got some donated TVs and stuff. We're just winging it, man. I don't know. Dude, we'll see how it goes.
That's awesome. Initially when I was talking to Chris on the last podcast, I had, for some reason, maybe it's because I always see you guys working on this stuff together, I thought you guys had started Veterans Breakthrough together. And then
nope, Chris that's his baby, man. He's a much better talker than me, but he's the face of the org, right?
You're doing great, man.
But he came up to me, he's like, hey, man, during COVID, I started this thing, Veterans Breakthrough. I'm like, oh, God, not another one, right?
Yeah.
Like the DAV, the Warrior Project. Everybody's always sending me emails and asking me how I'm doing. I'll need all the fluff, right?
Yeah.
And I did it, and here we are. And the goal of this particular tournament is just to expose people, I think, to this way of life. But really our ultimate goal is there's a veteran out there with a couple kids who's going through some stuff, and he's bored or she's bored.
And that's when trouble starts happening.
Our goal is to sponsor those families for a little bit so they can get I guess
they can train jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah, because it really did. Everybody says it, right? Jiu-jitsu saved my life. And I thought that's so corny. People had that shit on their shirts, and now I get it.
Yeah.
And it's weird.
Yeah. There's just something about jiu-jitsu that I just can't explain. It's
a chess game you'll never win.
Right. Yeah. I know why it's hard to put words to it. I know why I keep going back. And it's not so much the jiu-jitsu. I love the jiu-jitsu, but it's not fun getting your fucking head smashed in. But
sometimes you get to smash back though, and you're like, yeah.
And that's the thing. Like when you choke somebody out, it kind of makes up for all the times that you got your head smashed in, you know, or when you got a bloody nose or a busted lip or whatever, you know.
Man, I hit my first canto the other day. I was tickled to death, man. I was like, I did it, Daddy.
Yeah. And you know what happens a lot of times after I do something to somebody, then I'm like, hey man, this is what I did. And then it's like, it's going to be so much harder to fucking get that on them again next time.
They're ready for it too.
But you know, that's just how it goes. And that goes with that camaraderie. And that's why, like, what you guys are doing, trying to get veterans to get that community back again. Yeah. You know, that's something that's so important.
Community. Yeah. Like, not everybody in one dojo will have your pot smoker and your cop. You know what I mean?
There's just it's like the military. You got people from every walk of life.
You got your firefighters, you got your cops, you got doctors.
Right.
Right. We got 2 of them.
Lawyers.
We got a PA, ton of lawyers.
Right. And then you got kids that work maybe fast food.
Yeah, coming in like Samurai Sean, you know, works at Basha's. He comes in there, does his thing, chokes a couple people out, goes back to Basha's, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's cool, man, you know, because, you know, he's on the spectrum and he's so motivating. He got Blind Andrew.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
Tom DeBlas and Chris went out there to New Jersey
to go watch some fights out there and corner them.
Yeah, it was funny. He's like, I'm here to watch the fight, but I can't see shit.
Yeah.
You know, and Blind Andrew, I call him Blind Andrew. It's not, I guess, a nice thing to say, but he's blind. And my son's name is Andrew, so on my phone is Blind Andrew.
Yeah, yeah.
And him rollerblading, I brought him over for dinner one time. He hopped on that stupid little hoverboard. I was like, you're going to die.
Dude, and that motherfucker, he will try it.
I don't get it, man.
He tells me I'm going to shoot like a skating video, like at a skate park.
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking go for it, bro. Yeah. Like, he doesn't let
Give
that
him a follow on Instagram.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Drew Does Jits. He's got a little rollerblade in his cane. He's wild, man. You know, and he's got a hell of a story. I'm not going to tell you here on the podcast.
We'll get him on here too.
But he's got a hell of a story, man. He got his first job.
Yeah,
you know.
Yep.
And
he was telling me
buying him. He needs boots. I'm gonna go buy him some boots here in a couple of days to get him going for his work uniform. But you would have never met this guy without jiu-jitsu.
Right.
Like, I remember him walking into the gym with his stick and tapping on stuff. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be wild.
Yeah.
And then he commences to pull guard, and you can't break his grips. I've trained before. I'm like, all right, don't sleep on the blind guy.
Yeah.
You know.
And then he has the fucking balls to go and compete.
Yeah.
In a tournament.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Dude, that was awesome. Awesome to see.
Yeah. I mean, he was like, oh, it was short lived. You know, he got subbed pretty quick. But I was like, it's always the first one to pop your cherry, you know.
But that's the thing is, I think it's all a matter of perspective too. Because how many people would never put themselves in that position? You know, would never even sign up for a tournament.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, and that kind of goes back to something that I think we were talking about it a little bit before the podcast, and you mentioned it. Like getting started with this veterans breakthrough, and it seems like maybe some of the other stuff you've done, it's like it seems like it's a good idea, and you're just like, I guess I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
but you don't know how you're gonna do it.
Well, that's why I was like, no cool story ever started with a salad.
What do you mean by that?
So you go around so you're at a dinner table,
yeah,
and you got a salad and a steak.
Yeah,
people are talking. What are they eating first?
Yeah, you're picking at that steak.
It's a steak, right?
Yeah.
So no cool story ever started with a salad just means like it's not cool enough to partake, right?
Yeah.
But you'd rather indulge in something else.
Right.
It's the fluff.
Yeah.
No cool story ever started with the fluff.
Right.
Right. Salad's a fluffer. It's a filler.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe that's how you could look at it.
Right.
This is something I've always said. Some people look at it funny and I don't get it. And
yeah,
it's hard to explain, but no cool story ever started without, with fluff.
And it's also like you were saying earlier about like the birds, how they push them out of the nest.
Yeah. Mama birds push them out of the nest,
Yeah. I remember watching this video. I don't know where these birds are at, but they're somewhere like close to the ocean, and they're like up on these fucking cliffs, and these are like straight drop offs, and they have a little nest up there, and they got to learn, like, they don't get to try this out.
Mama's done regurgitating food. It's time to get your own shit. That's how baby birds eat.
Yeah.
So mama's done. You got to go. You
figure it out.
You got about 10 seconds before you hit the ground. Well, maybe not even that to figure out how them wings work.
Yeah. And some do and some don't.
Yeah. You see them flopping around.
Yeah.
Not going to make it.
But I think more often than not, it'll work out if you try.
Yeah.
And maybe it takes like we were saying earlier.
Change is scary.
Yeah, always.
Always. I've moved everywhere. I've lived everywhere. Every time we move somewhere different for a job or something, it's always scary.
Yeah.
Jiu Jitsu is scary.
always.
Starting down the road is scary.
Yeah.
You have to embrace the suck.
Yeah.
So,
does it get easier? Do you think it gets easier?
Yeah, I think it gets easier
The more you do it?
But then you get some wild hair up your ass and want to do something crazy again. Now you're scared again.
Or something crazier.
Yeah.
And that's just part of growth, I think.
Yeah.
Like, and kind of like Andrew.
You got to earn your steak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And like little by little, you commit to something and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to do it. This is a crazy fucking idea, but I'm going to do it. And like with this podcast
is key.
Yeah. Like this podcast, I had thought about it for such a long time. Like it was always like I started the other podcast years ago, but I've always kind of been into fighting. It's something that I've never, I don't know.
Well, people argue, dude, that's not a fight. That's a match. It's 4-minute match. Bitch, you do it then.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You know what I say to that though? There's a lot of people that they say it's not a fight. I was
it's
like, well,
easy looking inside.
Neither is boxing.
Yeah.
Because in a fight, I could pick up a rock and smash you in the fucking head.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, you can take somebody down in a fight. You can punch them.
Loop choke that bitch.
So unless you're in a fight, okay, maybe it's not a fight. So if it's not a fight, then nothing's a fight. Yeah. And if it's part of if you want to call that a fight, then let's call it all fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it boggles my brain. Like, that shit don't work in the street. I've never got a chance to experience, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Hopefully not. That'd be.
I've worked really hard not to.
The other day, my wife texted me, and she said, she's like, "I'm gonna kick your butt," and I send her back. I was like, "Girl, I do jujitsu. I've been waiting to put a whooping on somebody."
Shit, I get excited when my wife pulls me in the guard. I'm just saying.
What's funny is that sometimes we'll be upstairs and like my wife, she gets scrappy. Like we'll be messing around and she'll like fucking grab me or push me or some shit like that. And then we start like messing around and the kids walk in and they're like, what the hell are you guys doing?
He probably looks at you in disappointment because you're not trying to pass her guard.
Yeah, no, like I'm on the bottom of a mountain. He's like, Dad, get out. I'm like, no, thanks.
Well, you gotta go.
I'm good right here.
Cowboy hats on the door, asshole. Get out of here.
He's like, why are you in a thong? No.
Yeah. They're comfy.
But yeah, man. So yeah, dude, I'm excited about the tournament. I'm excited to go out there and record, with the fighters. You guys also have something cool like the Battle of the Branches.
Yeah. So we need at least 10 more veterans. It's free, but we need a couple Air Force guys. We need a couple brown belts, and we need an Army or Marine or Air Force black belt.
Okay.
Because I think we got our Army black belt affiliate that's willing to do it. But we're a little short there. It's free to sign up. It's just, you think you're, come show off a little bit, have some fun.
Yeah.
Grab a few brews or whatever. But
yeah, that's awesome.
It's pretty, we just want to have fun, man. We're going to have music going. We're going to have lights. And I think the ultimate goal is to see how this is received, so we learn from it. In the military, called it after action review, right?
Yeah.
And it's only going to get better. And there's 10,000 organizations for nonprofit or veteran nonprofits, 10,000 in the United States.
Yeah.
How are we going to be different? Now we got We Defy, some other places that we've, learning models, but there's not many that do this.
It's already different. This is going to be, what? Go ahead.
We got to separate from the pack.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody wants to go. Sure. I like hunting. I like riding quads out in the desert. I like doing retreats. Come fucking fight.
Yeah.
Get in here, man.
There's something different. Yeah.
And then you can do mixed martial arts if you want to, but you think you're Billy Badass, come in here and get choked. Show me what you got. And that's what I needed to hear. That was my wake up call. Get choked out.
Yeah. Yeah. By a 16, 17-year-old.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah. A little while ago you were saying like that this is what you guys are raising money for is to be able, like, part of it. I mean, there's a lot of things that this can turn into. And one thing that's different about this tournament too.
Oh yeah, we want to do more seminars in the future. Yeah. We want to do like fight nights, get Juan out there.
Dude.
He's a good show.
Oh yeah.
He gives you a good show, and it's just for a good cause, But yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I mean, cut you.
No, it's all good. But like you were saying that for veterans that are, kind of sitting at home with their kids, and I was saying that that's kind of when trouble starts.
Yeah, boy, you start drinking.
Yeah, like you start thinking about stuff. You start
miserable.
Yeah, and this is something that is productive. that not only productive, but it helps you grow. And there's so many things that are going to come up in jiu-jitsu. Like you said, you're like naturally good at stuff. You try something and you get good at it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I've been in life too. Like, I mean, I'm not like a big guy, but I've been athletic enough that when I try stuff, I played football. Yeah. Like whatever, like you want to play fucking racquetball, I can do that and probably beat a lot of people. I mean, I did play a little bit, but there's something about jiu-jitsu that is so difficult. And that is one of the attractive parts at it. Like if I get good at this, like they're literally kind of like we were saying earlier, when you start doing things that like you don't know how you're going to do it. And then you get a crazier idea. Yeah. And it's like, well, I did that. Yeah. Why not try this? Yeah. And jiu-jitsu is one of those things that it's so hard. And it's like, well, shit, if I could like you look back at it, it's like, if I could do that, why not? Why not try whatever crazy idea you get?
So when we did that, there was a tournament a few months ago that I accidentally broke that guy's ribs.
Yeah.
And then I lost the next time. He was a professional bull rider. And he said, I had to ride you like a bull. And then my son I went over to the fence. He said, I'm proud of you, Dad. You know, that's hard. You know, not hearing that, but like, why do you do it? Because my kids do it.
Yeah.
Why do they do it? Because I do it. You know, like there's this, there's things that me and the kiddos do when we're playing that my wife's just like, they're just doing their jiu-jitsu stuff, you know?
Yeah. They'll be throwing down at home.
My kids motivate me to be better.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I didn't want to go to jits. Andrew's like, where's your gi, Dad? I'm like, oh, this little bastard.
Yeah.
And so I grabbed my gi.
Well, I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, you know, and Aaron, he's hit or miss. We're going to jits today. Okay, I guess. You know, but they've seen, Andrew, my oldest, has seen me transform. And I told him last night coming from the gym, I was like, you know you're better than me, right? He goes, I know. Not in jits, but I told him, like, you're going to be a better man than me.
Yeah.
And he's like, I know. And you have these little weird talks on the way home. Sometimes it starts with, hey, I think, you know, your triangle setup was shit, you know, and then it turns out you've come a long way. And when you got your 11-year-old son saying, you know what, you're all right. And that's a big deal to me because, you know, I didn't meet my father until later on in life, you know, so I'm always there for my kids. But my dad's a good, you know, he's a decent guy, and I love him a lot. We've never had any beef, and I understand why he left my mom and that situation.
Yeah. Everybody's got a story.
Everybody's got a story. And then Andrew, it just motivates me. You know, he reads scriptures daily, and that's something I can't even do.
Yeah.
You know, he'll initiate a prayer for dinner or something, and he's just a good example. And just is just part of our life.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah. There's I had this thought the other day. It's like, how do you show your kids their potential?
Put them in shitty situations.
Yeah. Well, and one of these things also that we get from the military is leading by example.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, how do I show my son his potential? Show him my potential. Yep. You know, and not make excuses like you were saying, like when you don't feel like, and sometimes it is your kid that, you know, that motivates you. Like I just signed up Joey for the Veterans Breakthrough Tournament. And it's one of those things. It's like, if I don't feel like going, it doesn't matter. He's got a tournament, you know, like let's go train. You got to go train. And then, you know, but it's leading by example.
Yeah. And we originally wanted to do the tournament just affiliate gyms, but a lot of these kids know each other's games.
Yeah.
So it's wide open now. Yeah. Anybody, any jits club, fight club, whatever, just sign up.
You guys are welcome. You know, welcome to come by.
Yeah. And
I think the tournament, what makes it so different than anything else is that, I mean, these tournaments get pretty rowdy sometimes, especially like the Naga tournaments. Those are freaking insane.
Yeah, we got that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Andrew, yeah.
Yeah, he's competing in that one?
Yeah, I'm terrified, man. I don't know if I've always heard horrible things about Naga. And
did our kids, I don't think, we went to a Naga tournament. I think it's just more loud than anything. Yeah. Like people are screaming a lot more, but people scream at the other ones too.
Yeah, so they always get that. That's why we capped our tournament.
Yeah.
And the building can hold quite a few people, but we cap it so it's just less.
Yeah, it's a little bit more intimate.
Yeah. So.
But I think what's different is that, I mean, everything is jiu-jitsu at these tournaments, where with you guys, it is a tournament, but it's also an event.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be all kinds of stuff going on there.
Yeah, the kids will, you know, they'll be like old I can't believe I forgot the name of this. Old helicopter from Vietnam. Help me out here.
The Huey?
The Huey. Be a Huey on display. They can crawl.
Nice.
It's one of the last few Hueys that actually flew in Vietnam.
Dude. This is at Falcon Field.
Yeah. Then,
man, I got to see if I can talk to somebody. If I can, it's probably a crazy ass idea, but
I mean, crazy. Crazy's fun.
The answer, if you never ask, like the answer is no.
Yeah.
It's already no if you don't say, ask, or anything. So what's the worst that could happen? You know?
Yeah.
So I maybe I'll talk to somebody, see if, I don't know. It's a crazy idea to get an Apache. That'd be kind of cool.
Oh, that'd be cool. So, I see where you're going with that.
So I don't know. We'll see. I'll see if I can figure something out. But
you got a month.
I mean, it's one of those. You got a month to get an Apache over there. But it's one of those things. People say they want to do something. They want to help the community. Put your money where your mouth is. Drive it across the street. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
You know.
That's crazy, man. I stayed up late briefly, and I wake up in the middle of the night thinking, what if they're just gonna make fun of us? And I go back to sleep. And I wake up again. I'm like, it ain't gonna be that bad,
right?
Because we're gonna get feedback either way, good or bad, but we need to use it and harness it, and
right. Not take it personal. So it's something that you can grow from.
With a bigger budget, you can do a lot more stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to make a budget, you can do a lot. You got.
Yeah.
We have a very limited budget, and we're pulling strings and favors, and it's.
Well, it sounds like it's. I mean, what you guys have going on already, even though with your limited budget, it sounds like it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I reached out to Megaton because we went to Aruba, and he's like, "Yeah, send the flyer to my kids' class instructor, and I know they got some little hitters over there. Come on, man,
Yeah.
Maybe there's a veteran or two, but it's a hell of a network that somehow we've built in this community, and I think it's gonna pay dividends to everybody.
Yeah, You were saying that in the beginning you wanted to make it the affiliate gyms, but I've seen like you've been going around to all kinds of different gyms. What's that been like?
So Chris has gone to a couple. I've gone to a couple. I actually like gym hopping is what I call it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a believer that each black belt has a unique style.
And they do, yeah.
And I'm trying to learn. And I don't have to be a student at their gym, but they like Aries. It was cool with Chris. We go to Micah and Karen, and we dressed out, and we got mauled, bro.
Yeah.
They got a kid there. He's 17. He's a purple belt. They call him Red, the Red Devil.
Where's this at?
It's in Phoenix, the Checkmat in Phoenix.
Okay.
And I mean, he's an animal, man. And there's some other guys in there our age and stuff. They're just tanks.
Yeah.
And I love it. I know that, that's just how it goes. And they're so receptive over there. It's such a good. If you're over in Phoenix, downtown Phoenix, over there, and you want to try jiu-jitsu, check them out now. If you're in Mesa, you got to come to Carlos.
Yep.
East Mark, you go to Revive.
Right.
Santan, you go to Patriot.
Yep. I'm switching gyms right now.
Oh,
I'm going to Revive, but I already talked to our coach because I don't want to lose
ain't that Revive closer for you, ain't it?
Oh, it's down the street.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
I'm all about location too, man.
Yeah, no, at a certain point, like with the podcast and everything that we're trying to do, I'm like, I got to save some time. Yeah. And but I didn't want to lose that connection, so I told coach, I was like, maybe the second week of every month I'll train over there. So I'll just go three times.
And that's what makes Carlos so cool, is like communication.
Yeah.
Just tell him your plan, like when Dom got his purple belt, and he's like, dude, I'm moving, man. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
He had to move to Tucson for his job, and
it's life.
Loyalty is important, but you got to understand, like, I live in a square, bro. Walmart, Walgreens, gym, EOS, all this stuff.
That's it.
Mechanic, everything I need lives in this square.
Yeah.
You send me out of that square, I get flustered.
Yeah. This is too far for you right now. I gotta go. I gotta get back.
I gotta go to baseline. I'm panicking, right? Carlos he don't talk a whole lot.
Yeah.
But he's a hell of a coach. And when you see it, like in the kids class last night, one of these little kids got the wind knocked out of him. He's a gentle giant, 255 pounds, ultra heavy,
Yeah.
He's just he's just patting the head. It's okay. It's okay.
It's awesome seeing him roll with the kids. He'll just pick them up. And
oh, man.
He's playing with them.
He rolled with me the other day with one arm, because he had his shoulder surgery. And he was smushing me. I was like, dude, you got to be kidding me, man.
There's levels to this thing.
Yeah, he wrist locked me.
That's funny, man.
I was trying to do something with his hand. He just wrist locked me. He's like, I don't hold hands. And he wrist locked me. I was just like, God, you got one arm in here, dude. And I'm out here.
Dude, that's
one
hilarious.
day I'll be a wizard. But he's cool. Nobody's perfect. Everybody bitches, you know. Oh, why'd he get his stripe? I don't give a shit about stripes anymore.
Yeah, man.
I gave up. I get them when I get them.
Dude, I remember when you got your blue belt, man. There's certain things.
That's right. You know the whole story about that when I got my blue belt?
No.
I competed the day before, or so my grandpa died. Okay. And it was 2 weeks before the tournament. I flew to Florida, buried my grandpa, went through all his things with, some family members and stuff. And I flew home the day of the tournament. I was 5 pounds over. So I went to the sauna and worked out. I had no sleep. I showed up at the tournament.
Jesus.
And I lost. Obviously, I was exhausted. But I showed up. I was wearing a pink cancer. I had a albino Peretta gi on something. I had Carlos's logo in pink and my grandma's name on the inside of the gi because she had died of breast cancer 2 years before. And I lost. And Carlos is amazing. Amazing what?
Right.
Amazing. You showed up after all of that. Tried it. I lost. That's amazing. And then that Monday I got my blue belt.
It's all about perspective.
Yeah. So,
dude, that's awesome, man. And like I was saying, like sometimes you get these, there's certain people that you watch them come in and it's almost the same feeling like when you're getting promoted. Like you're so happy for them. And you were one of those people. Like I remember, when you got promoted, I was like, dude, like I was super happy for you,
if I go back in time, I'd be okay as a 4-stripe white belt.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I got promoted the same day as Chris.
Yeah.
And but he was a 2-stripe white belt. I was a 4-stripe. I was like, this guy skipped 2 because he's good, you know. And then, when Riley got his blue belt, he was like,
no shit.
I think he did jiu-jitsu 6 months, and he's a blue belt, because he's a tank,
Dude, Leo came in. He's a purple belt now. I think he started did he start after you?
So him and Kyle, I think were already pretty close to their blue belts when I started.
Okay.
Kyle was a 4-stripe white belt, and I was like my 3rd day there, and I body slammed him.
Yeah.
And he was like, you can't do that, bro.
Yeah.
And then he loop choked me, and he still loops chokes me to this day, but he let me know that that's not going to be tolerated. And I was like, what are you going to do about it? And he chokes the shit out of me. Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's weird seeing, I don't know. Yeah, it's like, oh, cool, man. You got it, man. And that's earned. Like, I can't wait till Andy gets his blue belt.
Yeah.
We might fucking have an uproar, man.
I know.
Like
Sean, same thing.
Man, dude,
you know what I mean?
Right there, to have Samurai Sean and people listening not going to understand what we're talking about. We got a blind guy, autistic guy. We got kids with special needs that are doing jiu-jitsu, and it's just.
And when you see these guys doing it, it's like it removes any excuse that you could possibly have.
No excuses, man. Like even Coach Rick's got a girl with a physical disability where she can't use part of her hand. And I remember when she was a 1-stripe white belt, and I was like, just use your strong hand. And she's a 4-stripe gray belt now.
That's awesome.
To see her confidence come up. It's crazy. Everybody, my back hurts. Oh, my knees hurt.
That's everybody.
And I'm like, that's all bullshit.
Yeah.
So I remember doing this event run in Chicago for the Wounded Warrior Project. I've never been a good runner, but it was like a 3K or something.
Yeah.
And I thought I was in shape, so I started running. I'm like, fuck this run, man. I ain't doing this right. Nobody around. I'm going to sit on this bench over here. So I'm sitting on a bench thinking, well, if I go that way, they're going to see me. If I go that way, I finish the race, but I don't want to run anymore. This guy runs up to me. He's an older fella. Sits down next to me. What you doing, bro? I was running. He goes, why aren't you running? I was like, I don't want to run. It's pointless. Lifts up his fucking track pants, takes off his leg, scratches his kneecap, and he goes, well, I'm going to finish the run. I finished that fucking run, dude.
Holy shit.
Dude, you talk about...
Yeah. Just removes all the excuses.
Man, when he's scratching his nub, man, I was like, is this really happening right now?
Let's go. I can put one foot in front of the other.
Yeah, he kind of massaged it a little bit, and he took off.
Yeah.
I couldn't catch his ass, but I finished that run.
Yeah.
I wasn't the last one crossing either, but I had a moment there where...
But you finished,
Like I said, I don't quit anything, but there's been points in my life where I want to quit. I don't want to do this.
Yep.
And that goes everything. I've been married 18 years. This shit ain't all rainbows and unicorns.
Dude, that's another...
I've got my issues that she deals with, and,
Yeah. I think that's something that jiu-jitsu helps with too. Like today, people are quick to quit stuff.
Yeah.
That's
hard. It's quick.
Yeah. and that's a lot of.
That's
I
why
think that's a big part of what's wrong with
our kids
things today
in this world now, where they're being taught masculinity is toxic and stuff. You know, like we
need that more now than ever.
Yeah, we got a rare breed of kids that are doing these martial arts and other things like. Those 2 Chinese kids that are like physicists and they're like 12, you know, like there's amazing children out there and they need to have the best tools, right? And if jiu-jitsu is just one tool to, whether it's control anger, get the wiggles out, you know, teach them something, commitment, discipline, consistency,
all of that,
you know, especially competitors, like kids who like to compete.
Yeah.
You know, they're trying to climb, they're trying to go places.
Yep,
you know?
for sure. And if you guys want to watch the kids compete, where can people find your guys' information?
All right. Veteranbreakthrough.org has all of our information. You got to scroll down the bottom of the page. You got hyperlinks. Competitor sign up will take you to Smooth Comp. Your veteran sign up is just a PDF file because we don't want you guys to have to pay, and we'll send you an email after. The women's seminar, still got a little room there. Same thing. Click on it. And
when is the tournament and when is the seminar?
Same day, March 2nd. Saturday, March 2nd.
Okay.
Yeah, right? That's a Saturday, right? Shit, I don't know.
I think so.
Might have to edit that out.
You can keep. I'll verify.
That's yeah, I'm pretty sure it's March 2nd.
Yeah, Saturday, March 2nd.
Oh, thank God. Fucking messing it up already.
It's okay. We could have fixed it.
What else was I saying? Oh, and then if you don't want to do anything, you just donate. And if you don't want to pay the $50 for the women's seminar, you can raise a little money and then get a free ticket in. That seems to actually be working pretty well. We had 4 tickets purchased this morning. I was like, all right, well, getting somewhere here.
Yeah.
It's crazy when we have to use Instagram and Facebook, and it's a tool. It really is. So if you see our stuff, like it, share it. Help
them grow.
We need a few more people to make this work.
Yep. If there's anything that you guys can do to contribute to help out the cause, the cause is to help out veterans and their families and
can't forget the families.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because without the families, I mean, a lot of times we focus so much on the veterans, but they have the support of the family, which is huge.
They got their wives dealing with their bullshit, their mental moments where I had one last night. I was just in a pissy mood. She told me to take down a hummingbird feeder and I threw a fit.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just got pissed.
Yeah.
I want to you take down a fucking hummingbird feeder. I don't want to take it down. It's going to rain. I don't care. Fuck that bird.
Yeah. Fuck the feeder. Fuck the bird.
Yeah, I don't want to go out there. So anyway, I took it down.
Yeah.
So I don't know what your problem is. I was like, I don't either, but I didn't say it. And I just, I didn't know what my problem was either. I just had a moment, man. And 18 years she's been dealing with my little ticks, like.
Yeah. We got to appreciate them, man. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But make sure you guys go and check out veteransbreakthrough.org. And you guys can follow the podcast, like I said before, at Fighting for Your Life podcast.com. That'll take you to our YouTube channel. You can find all of our social media at Fight Life Pod. You can send us an email at fightlifepod@gmail.com. Or maybe not. I gotta make sure. But message me on all the other stuff. That's at Fight Life Pod.
It's better. But you want to reach me, you better hit me up on Instagram because I finally figured that out.
Yeah. Now, Phil, thanks for being on the show, man. We definitely got to have you back on. We can talk some more. I know you got some crazy stories.
I got a lot. One more thing. So we need more people in our org. We are looking for volunteers, for people who want to do anything with social media. Anybody who wants to help plan, organize, we have plenty of room on our board. If it's something you're bored and you just want to see, I got social marketing skills I haven't used in a while. We'll take it. We don't have ability to pay anybody.
Yeah, you got to do it for the cause.
If somebody's got a talent and stuff, they can maybe organize a party better or an event better. Use social media, Twitter, anything.
Whatever skills you got.
I'll give you all the permissions, man, because this shit keeps me up at night.
No, definitely. And make sure you guys also go back and listen to the last episode with Chris, which is, he's the one that started Veterans Breakthrough. And, we're all working together to, help veterans out. But, if you got some of those skills, make sure you guys hit them up and help in any way you can. And, we'll definitely have you back on.
Oh, yeah. Next time. Be wild.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. We'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.